program, The Forum on Canal, the English, and today we are going to be having two guests. We have Hanson Njiforti, the National Director of WWF Cameroon, that is Worldwide Life for Nature, for Nature, and Roger Albert Milla, who is of the Roger Milla Foundation. The organization is Cœur d'Afrique. They are here to talk about a project launched by both organizations that is entitled It's Earth Hour. What is Earth Hour all about? It's simply about raising the awareness on climate change that is facing the world. But yet, there are still some people who think it's mere fiction. But please do not go away. We shall be right back. It's Earth Hour, right? Okay. A very warm welcome. As I announced at the introduction of this program, the forum, we are receiving Hanson Njiforti, who is the National Director of WWF. And along with him is the one and only Roger Albert Milla of the Roger Albert Milla Foundation, and the project that they are partnering is Cœur d'Afrique. As I announced at the introduction, it is the theme of this project that they have together. Both organizations is Earth Hour. What is Earth Hour all about? That is what we'll be asking first the National Director of WWF, Mr. Hanson Njiforti. It's a pleasure to have you here on set today.
Thank you very much. What is Earth Hour? Earth Hour is almost like a movement already, actually. It started 10 years ago in Australia by our office in Australia. You probably know that WWF is in most countries in the world. So our office in Australia developed this program as a means of attracting or informing people, or sensitizing people on the environmental problems. And what was it composed of? It's putting out the light for 1 hour to make everybody notice that there's no light, and then sensitize people on the importance of environmental conservation.
Brilliant. I think that is the stage is set, but we'll turn to your partner, because here in Cameroon, as I said, something around that most often, if you want something to gather steam, you need to use somebody who has some credibility. And we have a problem around the world that we don't have credible people. But when we have someone like Roger Milla and his foundation partnering you, why did you choose him? But before then, let me introduce Roger Milla. Mr. Roger Milla, you are a well-known name, household name in Cameroon. You are the ambassador. But now let me ask you this question, and feel free. People watch us a lot in the Kumba, in Bamenda, and all over in Anglophone Cameroon and beyond. I'd like to know why you decided, as an ambassador, a great footballer, to support WWF in this their project. What made you to decide to join them?
Because we want Cameroon is clean.
Exactly.
Yes, we want Cameroon is clean anyway. So I'm support. I know say anyway, population that support me, population that like me.
Yes.
So I must go anywhere to give possibility for the population to see me, and I can bring for that population possibility to know anything where Cameroon must do.
Exactly.
In the football, in the development, anything.
Oh, good. You see, so that's the reason why I think personally sometimes we don't have to take side, but I have to in this case, because when we have somebody like you, I think you made a good choice, right? Because as I was saying, Cameroon, the world sometimes has a problem of role model. When you have somebody like Roger Milla, who is supporting Earth Hour that you're doing, asking people to turn off their lights for just an hour. Because sometimes you go into houses, in offices, when people leave their office, they leave the lights on, everything on. So do you think that people really have listened or are going to grasp the importance of that? Do you?
Okay, let me start by saying in Cameroon we have not yet started putting off the light. Why we have not asked people in Cameroon to put off the light is because we already have a lot of
power failure,
power
shortage
cuts.
of energy.
Yeah, power cuts.
Yes.
And so with our very humble and important friend Roger Milla, we started in Yaoundé last year. Actually, this program started in Yaoundé last year, and our main objective is to sensitize people on the importance of conservation for their own good. I mean, when you do conservation, it's for your own good. It's not for the good of WWF or Roger Milla. It's for your own good if the environment is clean. And this year in particular, the focus is on climate change. Everybody knows that climate change is here. Everybody will tell you that it's becoming very hot. Everybody will tell you that in villages, in most of our towns and villages, the rivers are drying up. You don't need somebody to come from space to come and tell you that. So we are just telling people that these things you are seeing and you cannot explain is due to climate change, and we can change everything back. It's also just simply being clean. You see how dirty our towns are. I mean, in Yaoundé, when we started last year, most of the streams in Yaoundé were filled with bottles and plastics and everything.
And now?
And now, well, progressively it's being cleaned, but it's not yet there. And we thought that this year we should come to Douala and also draw attention to this.
So, I went to Yaoundé, to be sincere, right? I'm not a type of person who, because I would also like to say my mind. This particular government, I don't have any great sympathy for them. But to be honest, when I went to Yaoundé, I was impressed that the city of Yaoundé is clean. Better than Douala, right? Because if you compare to Douala, Yaoundé and Douala is like a cesspool. But now you are here in Douala. What are you going to do? The number of streams we have here is full of plastic bottles. The streets are dirty. We did a report last week how some neighborhoods are so filthy. To stay there is anyway. Now, what are you going to do to replicate what has happened in Yaoundé, where the streams, I don't know the neighborhood in particular, I saw the streams were relatively cleaner than what I saw 2 years ago. Do you think, or let me put it the other way around, do you think you can replicate what you did in Yaoundé here in Douala?
We are not the one doing it. I mean, we are only trying to sensitize people and say this is important. And I think somebody is listening when we talk with Ambassador Milla.
Yes.
Yes, somebody is listening. And because after we talk, I see changes coming.
In Yaoundé, right?
We believe that it can be done.
You saw
everywhere.
changes in Yaoundé?
Yes, we did.
But now in Douala, are you sure it's going to happen?
I'm sure. Actually, to me, it's not a problem of one person. It's all of us. All of us have to do something to make the environment clean. I mean, even if the government delegate or the mayors and so on clean the town, and you and I keep throwing dirt everywhere, it will still be dirty. So our main aim is not to draw the attention of people to this. And you have to realize that some countries have succeeded. So, and we believe that Cameroon can also succeed.
Which are the countries that have succeeded? Can you give one or two names?
If you need to go to Kigali, for example.
Oh yes, Kigali, exactly. Ambassador Rigi, have you gone to Kigali?
Yes.
And now when you look at Kigali and you compare to Douala, can you make up?
More different.
What?
Because in Kigali, first time I go to Kigali is 1978.
Yes.
Kigali is like I don't know how
like Douala?
No, Douala like
small village.
Small village. Small village, small quarters.
Exactly.
So if you go now to Kigali, very impressionant.
Exactly.
Very impressionant. So I think we must use the same practice like Kigali and to make say Douala or Yaoundé or Bafoussam or Bamenda to the
complete.
Yes.
Oh, great. And Ambassador, do you think that you can convince people in Douala, for example? Because Yaoundé is a bit clean. Douala is very dirty. Yeah. When it rains here in Douala, you have a canoe to move around in Aqua. We were born here in Aqua, right? It was not like that before. But now tell us, do you think that it can change? It becomes like Kigali? Do you think so?
No, it's possible, but we can take more time.
Yes.
More time to do that. In Douala, it's not possible tomorrow.
Yes.
Douala change.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe
small.
6 months, 8 months, 1 year.
Okay.
It's possible to change Douala.
To change Douala. Okay, you said something, Mr. Director, that it is not just a matter of the government delegate or the mayor. Now, when it concerns us as individuals, for example, when you eat your banana, you throw the peelings, the papers. Now, how will you be able to make Cameroonians, because we are talking about Douala and Yaoundé, but we have other cities, as Ambassador said, Bafoussam, Kongsamba, Bamenda, Kumba, Kumbo, every part of the Cameroon, or Garua. How will you make people, individuals, respect that basic civic duties that if you eat, don't throw it away? How will you be able to?
We are using you.
Okay.
The journalists are the key to informing people. You know the impact of journalism on the people is a lot. I mean, you can do a lot more than us even. This week we have been going through most of the media houses and talking, but you are every day talking, and you can give people the information that we can not necessarily do, and we cannot be here every day. It's also, we are going to increasingly move to other regions during this to make sure that everybody gets the message.
Are you going to go to Kumba, Bamenda?
Well, we can. Let's just see what it comes to next year. But what I believe is that people are listening to us as we're talking.
Sure, in Bamenda and Kumba.
I am sure they will know, they will look around their environment and see how dirty it is, and see if they like it that way.
Okay.
I don't know if we should go film Kigali or even East African countries
and
to come and show people.
I think easy.
Exactly.
You can convince
everybody.
Kumba, Limbe, Brea, Bamenda, Douala, Yaoundé. You can convey everybody. And
I'm convinced, because when you speak, they will listen to you, because I like to say what I think. People respect you very much, Roger Milla, right? When I went to Peru, I was in Lima. I went to the handicraft market. I got lost. I took a taxi, and I said that I come from Cameroon. They never knew where Cameroon was, because they know Nigeria, they know Sudan, they know South Africa, Egypt, but they don't know Cameroon. But when I said I come from Roger Milla, they were very happy, and I did not pay the tax. So you have a credibility that most people don't have. So I think they'll listen to you, right?
Okay.
Now, the 8th hour, you said it started, where did it
in Australia 10 years ago, and it's now everywhere in the world. It's no more, it even has a special website, not www website anymore.
Earth Hour.
Yes, Earth Hour. And on Saturday you will see that even in Paris, the tower will be illuminated. They will put off the lights. They will put off in New York, all the buildings, they put off the light for 1 hour. We don't do that yet in Cameroon, but in almost all parts of the world they do. They put off the light. And the main idea is to draw people's attention to the importance of climate change and the impact it is having on us as human beings.
Now, as a specialist, I believe when you're a director, can you really tell those who are watching us, right? Because when we tell them, some people think like when you have people like Donald Trump as the president of the United States, the most powerful country, that puts in doubt climate change. But can you give them a nutshell, 1 or 2 examples to show that really the climate is changing and we have to do something?
Well, I said it already at the beginning that we have some very simple signs, like the fact that it's getting very hot. Let me tell you that since I've been living in Yaoundé, this is the first year I am sleeping. You have to use air conditioning almost every time in Yaoundé, or you have to just lie naked. Yaoundé used to be a very good climate, but it's becoming very hot. Most rivers are drying out. In the villages, they will tell you that rivers are drying out. They are drying out because we have cut all the trees We don't know that nature or God made those things, and there's an interaction between the trees and the nature. When you just cut it down and think you're destroying or you are developing, you're actually creating problems for yourself. So the heat that we are having now, the climate change, and people who are living by the coast know that as the climate change is coming, the sea and rivers are mounting and chopping up the land.
Exactly. Classic examples like when you go to Cap Cameroon or Manoka, you see that the region, the islands are gradually disappearing. Disappearing. Mr. Ambassador, if you had an advice as an ambassador to give to Cameroonians who are watching you right now, what can you tell them?
It's difficult to tell you because people in Cameroon now, they don't want to understand everything we don't tell them.
Yes.
So I think it's for we all. And we do that because we have many young people. So we must give them advice. So if how I can do, we try to do all our best.
Exactly.
All our best to sensitize everybody and to know clean bananas to everywhere. Okay. So I think if we insist, maybe
it's going to succeed.
1 year, after 2 years, Douala clean.
Exactly.
Bamenda clean. I think everybody happy.
Happy, exactly. Mr. Amproje, that's very good. So we think that one day Douala can become like Kigali, because Kigali, as he said, in 1970 was like a small village. It has grown now. Besides being grown, it is clean.
Yeah, very. Kigali now is paradise.
It's a paradise. Okay, that's good. That's what Jamila says. Kigali is paradise. But besides, if you had an advice now to give to those managing our cities and also to us citizens, what else can you tell them?
What I have seen in countries that are clean is that people who don't respect the rules are punished. I think that's one thing we need to do.
Like Singapore.
Yes, if you just throw things around, you should be punished for it. If we don't do it, people think it's they can just go ahead with unpunished. People who pollute the environment should pay for it. In fact, that's what the developing countries like ours are asking those in the north, that they should pay because they were the first people to pollute the environment.
That they're talking about carbon emission, right?
Yes. They were the first people to pollute. So if you pollute, you should be able to, you should be stand and pay for it. If you say people who throw the litter on the street pay maybe 10 or 25,000, I'm sure people will start thinking.
Okay. Well, Mr. Hanson, Njiforti, it was a great pleasure. I want to remind our viewers that you are here because of the launch of the project, if I'm not wrong, Earth Hour, which means that we consecrate sometimes to respect the environment. In some countries, we have to turn off our lights when we are leaving our rooms, turn off the ACs in our offices. And Mr. Roger Milla, one final word before we round off. Okay, yeah, we have more time to go. Yes, if you have, let me ask you another question. You are having this Cœur d'Afrique. You did it because you were a footballer, or you did it because you really love Africa? Your vision is beyond Cameroon. Is that why you created Cœur d'Afrique? Because you love Africa, you love football?
No, I love first Cameroon.
Okay.
Cameroon is my country.
It's your country.
Yes, I love first Cameroon. I love Africa because anywhere I go in Africa,
you are received like a hero.
I received like a hero. The president of our republic, everybody want to see me. So we must bring many more things for Africa. To do say if Senegalese or Ivory Coast people they come in Cameroon, they make Cameroon is very clean. you know, we have African Cup 2019.
Yes.
We must have Cameroon clean. We must have Bamenda
Clean.
where we play. Douala, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, clean. If we not clean, I think here in Cameroon we can have a problem. It's not possible again. Say CAF give we again organization to African Cup.
Exactly.
So we must do that because for all we are charged, all peoples. If we do that, I think everybody is right.
Is going to be happy here. But now let me come back to you, sir, because Roger Milla said something which is extraordinary, right? In 2019, they're going to be having the Africa Cup of Nations. Cities like, I think, Bamenda, Bafoussam, that might be hosting the tournament, need to be clean. And do you think that Earth Hour will live until that 2019?
Earth Hour is an annual event. It's going to go on every year. But it doesn't mean that we cannot do extra things. Like during the African Female Football Cup that was held here in Cameroon, our two organizations organized sensitization around the stadium.
Which means that, without interrupting you, which means that your collaboration is not just today.
No, it's not today.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah.
We did put trash cans in this Yaoundé and Limbe, and then had public outings to sensitize people. When you're in this stadium and watch your football, don't throw the things around. I mean, you see how it was renovated and it's so clean, and we wanted it to continue to be clean.
Let me ask you a question. When you put those trash cans in Victoria, anyway, in Limbe and Yaoundé, wherever, but did the ordinary man respect it? Because I've seen something strange. You have your trash can around here, people throw dirt out of it. But there, what happened? Did they respect it?
Well, some people did, but that's one thing I said earlier. I said this is not a matter of some person. It should be for everybody. Everybody should know that when you eat, I don't know, when you drink your, I don't know, whatever, you don't just throw, you don't throw the bottle out of your car. I see a lot of it. People don't even care. You can bring your windscreen when you're coming from the back. People just throw everything. I mean, why are you doing that? Then a child goes to throw that, instead of putting it in the dustbin, they throw it on the road.
On the road, yeah.
I mean, why do you do that?
I want to ask you a question. In this sensitization that you're doing, you do it only in English and French, right? Yeah. Have you thought of doing it in Pidgin English, in Bassa, in Bandem, in other languages?
Probably we will get to that. I mean, it's also important.
Yeah. Okay.
We work together.
You're going to work together, right?
Yeah,
to do it different languages. Oh, that's good. That's very good. And the other thing is, you are an international organization.
Yeah.
He's also a foundation, running a foundation. You guys are independent. Now, do you have the necessary, you both have the support of the government in any way? Do you?
Well, I mean, we are here because we have a convention, a headquarter agreement with the government of Cameroon. And we are here to support the government in implementing environmental conservation. Anything that we can do to help the government to progress, we do. And it's enshrined in our headquarter agreement that we can do a lot of things to facilitate and help the government in activities.
In activities, okay. And Roger, you are in your organization. The government helps you as well. The government gives you a kind of push for your government, to your organization to work well.
No, I have only friends who push me towards my foundation. I sent a letter to government to give me, how they call it in English, I don't know, utilité publique.
Utilité publique, yeah.
Yes.
I understand.
I'm with this 6 years now. I didn't get it.
Really, Roger?
Really,
and you are the ambassador?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
That's unfair.
No, that's I don't understand. I don't know what. But I continue to work with all people there. They want to say, I accompanied it like VVF. So for me, I don't have problem. I work for my country.
Exactly.
Because I'm a Cameroonian
And
and I want to say
patriotic.
Cameroonian, I'm patriotic.
Oh, great. That's very good. And I hope that you both, your collaboration is going to continue and that people will listen. They will listen to you, Roger.
Thank you.
Because you are Roger Milla.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now, one final word. The fight, because I said it a while, but now we are going to really be final, is you are doing FR, but you have a number of other projects that you've launched in Cameroon.
Yeah, there's so many.
How many of them, of the project, has any of them succeeded?
Well, success, especially in environmental issues, takes time. You know, you just cited the case of America. It took us so many years to get the American government to come to the table and accept, and China. You know.
China and America, yes.
It took a lot of campaign to get them to recognize importance of climate change, which was just recently. And the new government is trying to, but it takes time. We have a lot of issues, and as I said earlier, we have a lot of issues in different domains, agriculture. We are working with Minister of Mines, we are working with Minister of Environment, Minister of Forestry and Wildlife on a lot of issues. So it takes time to convince or to change, especially perception of people, but it will change.
It will change.
Yes.
It will change. It is on that note that we are going to put an end to our program today. We want to thank you very much, Mr. Hanson Njiforti, the National Director of WWF here in Cameroon, and of course the one and only Roger Albert Milla. It was a great pleasure having you here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So please do not go away. Stay tuned on the programs on Canal de English. And I want to remind you, we're receiving both Hanson Njiforti and Roger Albert Milla. They are here to promote a project on climate change called FR. You need to learn how to turn off your lights and also learn how not to litter your streets. Okay, until then, have a nice day.